We'll come onto our backs to begin today. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out to the side. We'll just start in that nice hip opener. And you can have your arms out to the side with your palms up so that the whole body is really open. Or you can let your hands rest on your inner thighs just to increase the stretch there. See what will work best for you. And I invite you to close your eyes, letting your awareness start to drop from the outer world to the inner world. And maybe you can start to feel how your breath works its way down into your belly, maybe even pelvis with the body in this open posture. And you might even feel that the fullness of your breath, nice and low in your belly, actually opens the hips a little bit more. You might feel that, you might not. Just pay attention to the breath, breathing deeply and just seeing how the hips feel. And you can carry the breath up from the lower belly, through the ribs and into the chest. The body is really nice and open in this posture, so see if the breath can reflect that and encourage that. And then lift the knees, lift the feet, bringing them to the height of the knees. And just lower your feet like an inch or two and notice what happens in your lower. So when I lower my feet like this, I feel my weight shifting down into my tailbone. And then if I bring my knees in just like an inch, my tailbone can curl up and my low back can flatten on the ground. So just move back and forth like an inch or two and just notice how the lower back maybe arcs away from the ground ever so slightly and then flattens into the ground. And then we'll bring the knees in enough so that the lower back can flatten into the ground. And now we're going to use our abdominal strength to keep the lower back pressed down into the ground, even though we move the legs. And we're going to move the legs all the way down to the ground. But you're going to keep pressing the back flat, flat, flat as the heels come down. Use your breath to give you strength. Also, as you breathe deeply, that inflates that area and helps press the low back. And once you come down, you come back up and just maintain that sense, almost like you're rounding your back. You're pulling your belly in, you're tilting your tailbone up, and you're trying to keep that position even as the legs lower. So I like to inhale as I go down and exhale as I go up. See what works for you. Really fight with the tendency to arc off the ground, really pushing the back down. Three more. If it's not hard, then you're probably not doing it right. So if it is hard, congratulate yourself. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest and let the back relax, let the belly relax. And see how the deep breath might be more in the chest now when the thighs come in toward the belly. And then we'll place the left leg, the left foot down on the ground. We'll just roll a little bit to the left, grab hold of the right foot with your right hand, pull the foot alongside your right hip, and then place the leg down and see if you can bring the knee as close to the ground as possible. And then I'll give you a couple of options for your arms. The left arm can rest alongside of you. The right arm can either be overhead to kind of open up into that psoas a little more, or if you are able to be on the front of your right foot with your knee on the ground, you can bring the heel of your hand to the heel of your foot and push forward. And that'll still create that length and it'll deepen the stretch in the leg. And then just try to relax. Breathing in, breathing out. Roll onto your left side a little bit to release that leg and send it straight up, clasping your hands behind the back of your leg and point and flex. And then hold the foot in the flex position. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, lift your head, slide your hands up, and then let your shoulders drop back down toward the floor. And then you can straighten your left leg as well. Flex both feet. And breathe a nice, long, slow inhale. Filling all the way up like it's lifting your head a little higher. And a nice, long, slow exhale, drawing the belly in, letting the weight of the hands be heavy on the back of the leg. Emphasize your inhale. You might even take a long breath in and then take an extra sip, adding on top of the inhale. And feel like your both heels are trying to move away from each other, like you're pulling apart a wishbone. head down. Release your hands and slowly lower the leg to the ground with control. Once the heel touches down, relax everything. Just being with your breath. And then we'll bend that right leg, rolling a little bit to the right. Take the left hand to the left foot, pulling the heel toward the hip, and then rolling back and trying to lower your knee down. And then again, that left hand can reach overhead, or you can bring the hand to the heel and press forward. If you feel like this is not much of a stretch for you, you can press into your right foot and tilt your tailbone up to deepen the stretch. Slow, long breaths all the way in and all the way out. And then release your hand if you're using it. Release that left leg, send it straight up, hands behind the back of the left leg. Straighten the leg as best as you can and point and flex and reach and stretch and breathe and feel the breath. Hold the flex position. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, lift your head and slide your hands up your leg. And then drop the backs of your shoulders toward the floor, letting the weight of your hands become heavier. And then you can, if you want to, also straighten the right leg. And then we're just going to work with the breath. That's what's going to get us deeper into the posture. Even if we're not physically deeper into the posture, we're mentally deeper into the posture if we really go inward deeply and work with our breath. So breathing in slow and long, and then maybe when you think the inhale is done, topping it off with an extra sip of air. And then on the exhale, drawing the belly toward the spine. Keeping both feet flexed. And lower your head, release your hands, slowly lower the leg with control. Steadying your breath. Once your foot comes down, relax everything. And then lift your head and come up onto your elbows. And then lift the legs so that they're off the ground. And then open and close. And then lift and lower. And open, inhale, close, exhale, inhale. Or do whatever breathing feels more natural and appropriate to you. Just bring the legs to about 45 degrees when you lift, not higher. If you go higher, you're actually working less hard, not more hard. Work with your breath. Last one. And then when the legs come down, push into your hands and sit up. Good. Flex your feet. Pull the flesh of your buttocks back behind your sit bones. Have the big toes touching and the heels a little bit apart so that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to each other. Press the thighs down into the ground. Lift the arms up. Pull the shoulders down. Good. Now bring your left hand to your upper back and bring your right hand to your elbow and press down. And change arms. Right hand on the upper back, left hand on the elbow. Keep your legs engaged and your spine tall. Good. And release. And bend your right knee. Tuck your left leg under. And then fold your right leg over. Bring your left arm up. Bring it back to your upper back. And then bring your right arm behind your back. Walk your hand all the way up your back, trying to reach the left fingers with the right fingers. And if you don't reach, but you have a towel or something or a strap, then hold on to the towel or strap with your left hand and walk your right hand up, whatever your prop is. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. And release your hands. Press down and lift your chest. And then exhale, walk the hands forward and fold. Let go of the weight of your head. Let go of your elbows. Let them slacken. And breathe deeply in and out, feeling the breath in the body. And on an inhale, lift up, reach up. Exhale, hands down to the left. Lift your hips, lift your knees, keep your feet in place. Walk your hands over to the other side, letting the feet rotate all the way until they're facing front. Bend the knees and come back down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale the hand to the upper back. Reach the left hand behind your back. Walk your hand up your back toward your other hand. And just use your breath to make space and create ease. And release the hands, press down into the ground, lift your heart, and exhale and fold forward. Then relax the arms, drop the head. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands to the ground to the right. We're going to do half of what we did before. So we're just going to turn around, back facing the camera, feet wide and parallel to each other. Fold over. Let the head relax down. And then push a little bit forward with the hands, bringing the chest toward the space between your thighs. Push down into your feet, lift through your thigh muscles. Lift the belly in and up. Walk your hands over to the right leg. Letting your torso hang over that leg. Deep, slow breaths. And then lift your head, turn your right foot to the right, bend deep into your right knee, coming into a lunge, and then lift yourself up. You can stay down if you want. Option is lifting yourself up and clasp your hands behind your back and reach back through the knuckles, lifting the arms away from the body. Aim the tailbone for your right knee. Drop your hips. Press your left thigh and your left heel back. So imagine your tailbone and your heel are trying to press away from each other. And release the hands back down. Take them over to the left, pivoting the foot and walking the hands over until you're hanging over your left leg. And see if you can really relax into that exhale. Let the weight of the torso release down toward the ground. Deepening the breath. head. Pivot your left foot left. Pivot your right foot so that you're in a high lunge. And then you can take it into a higher lunge by lifting the body and clasping the hands. Clasp your more awkward clasp, whichever way you want to do it. Bring the other thumb on the outside. Straighten the arms, lift the arms, sink the hips, press back through the right thigh and heel and forward through the tailbone. And bring the hands down to the ground. Step back into a plank. And in the plank position, we're going to walk back to facing front. And then walk over to face the other way, sideways. Stay in your plank with your hips nice and low. And then back to front again. You can come into a modified plank with the knees on the ground, just so long as there's a straight line from either your feet or your knees to your head. Bring the knees to the ground. Move the hips back so that they're lined up over the knees and walk the arms forward, sinking the chest down, coming onto the forehead, the chin, or the cheek. Feel the front of the body moving open to receive the breath, and the back of the body sinking down as you release the breath. If you're on one cheek, switch to the other one. Try to keep the elbows straight so that the stretch is in the shoulders. If you're on one cheek, bring your head back to center, and then we'll walk the hands in and sit on the feet. Yeah, or stand on your knees. Rod, I think for you, maybe just come onto hands and knees because we're going to move the spine. So for you, maybe just a cat and cow, and anybody else that prefers to do that, if your knees are not happy in this position, that's fine too. We're just going to have the hands on the thighs, and we're going to inhale and bring the chest forward and the eyes up, and then exhale, bring the hands forward, the belly in, and the chin down. Last one. And then come to neutral and make your way onto your belly. So just start for a moment with your forehead resting your legs, resting your arms any way that you want. Just feeling the breath and the relationship between the breath and the ground. Notice if the exhale seems to help your body sink into the ground a little more. And then bend your left leg. Reach your left hand back for your foot. If you don't reach it, maybe you can use a strap or hold on to some pants. And then we'll send the right arm forward and press the hips down into the ground. That's very important. So you're really sending your pubic bone down and your tailbone down. And then push into that right hand. Lift your head. Kick the left foot up and back, opening that left shoulder. And then if you have your foot at the ankle, you can flex that foot and really press those toes back and kick up. And then you can add extra if you want. That right leg can lift, that right arm can lift. You can do just one or neither. See if you can still breathe all the way up to your collarbones. And release down. And you can stack your hands onto your forehead and rest your heels out or in. See if the breath feels deeper. And then continuing to monitor your breath, we'll bend the right leg, reach the right hand back for the foot or the strap or the ankle if you can, and then flex the foot. Send the left arm forward, press the hips down, press the left hand down, lift your head, lift your chest, kick the foot up and back. So it's really up and back. And then you can add the arm, you can add the leg. Don't feel the need to. Deepen the breath. And release down, stacking hands, resting heels, resting head. And then we'll bend both knees. Reach both hands back for the feet. Start with your forehead on the ground and really press your hips and pelvis into the earth. Good. And then lift your head, roll your shoulder blades in toward each other. Kick up and back with your feet. Roll your eyes up. Breathe into the space between your eyes. And release down. Stack your hands, rest your head. Rest your heels either in or out, whichever feels most restful to you. Stay with your breath. Then bring your hands under your shoulders with your fingers spread wide. Push into the hands to lift. Curl the toes. Lift the knees. Push forward through the hands. Back through the hips. Back through the thighs. Down into the heels. Drop your chest. Drop your head. Drop your story. Just be in the breath. Walk the feet up to the hands. Bend the knees. Tuck the chin. Roll yourself up. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Bring the palms together. Bend your elbows. Bring the thumbs to your upper back. Palms touching. Elbows bent. Thumbs on your upper back. No. Hands together. Palms together. Palms together. Sorry. I know you can't see me. That's why. So sorry. Palms together. Elbows bent on the upper back. Sorry about that. And lift the arms, release them down. Close the eyes. Lift your toes, spread them wide. Lower them. Feel your breath, steady, slow, rhythmic. Shift your weight into your left leg, letting the whole body line up perfectly over the center of your left foot so you can play with little micro movements until it feels like the weight is evenly distributed across your left foot. And then you can open your eyes, but see if you can keep your awareness just as inward. I like to keep my lids heavy and my eyes kind of only half open. And then we'll go ahead and lift that right foot and take hold of the right foot with the right hand. Bring the left hand over to the right side of the head. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder, taking your gaze a little bit to the right. Drop your left shoulder down and then start to kick your right foot down. Staying long and tall, pushing down into your standing leg, lifting up through that right ear. Nice breath. Good. And release the hand to the other side. Lift your head up. Release the foot. Come back to standing with the eyes closed. Shifting your weight into your right foot. lining the whole body up, right over the center of that foot. Being deliberate in your breath and in your attention to your breath. And then opening the eyes. You'll start with your gaze in front of you, but then you're going to need to adjust and move it off to the left. You'll see. So follow your breath as you lift your left foot into your left hand. And again, if you don't reach, then hopefully you have a strap or a towel or something to hold that with. The right hand can go to the left side of the head, and then as you bring your head down to the right, your gaze moves over to the left. Lift up through your chest and press down with your left foot. Hand comes to the other side of your head. Lift it back up. Release your left leg. Release your arm. Close the eyes. Palms face forward. Breathe. Now if you want, instead of just standing here, with your eyes closed, lift your heels off the ground, coming onto your toes with the eyes closed. And then reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale the hands to the heart, bending the knees, lowering down, coming onto your toes if you were not already on your toes. Lift the chest, pull the belly in, drop the tailbone down. And then again, you can close your eyes here, and if you want it to be harder, you can have the arms up overhead. And then slowly bring the hands down just a little bit off to the right, and let your hips come down to the right. Come into a pinwheel pose. Then bring the left hand to the ground. Push the left hand into the ground, sinking into the right sit bone. Send the right arm up and over to the left, gazing up past your arm. Breathing deeply. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, bring it to the ground behind you. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring it over to the right knee. Inhale, press into your right hand and get tall. Exhale, pull with your left hand and twist. Look over your shoulder. And see if you can breathe all the way down low into your belly and all the way up into your heart. Use an inhale to come back to center. Lean back into your hands. Lift your feet. Bring them over to the other side. Coming into a pinwheel again. Good. Then we'll bring the right hand to the ground, sinking down into that left sit bone, and bring the left arm up and over gazing up and past your left arm. Keep pushing into your right hand. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring the hand to the ground behind you. Right arm up, inhale. Exhale, bring the hand over to the knee. Now try not to lean. It's really easy to get into this kind of left leaning. So see if you can get your right sit bone to connect down and have your body be straight up and down. And then as you inhale, lift tall through your spine. Exhale, pull with your right hand, twist. Reaching your eyes back behind you. Use an inhale to come back around to the front. Bring that right leg in, crossing your legs. Bring the chin to the chest. Keep the chest lifted. Just let the weight of the head be heavy. And then slowly circle around like your nose is drawing a circle in the air in front of you. And then reverse. And back to center. Just remember which one of your legs is in front or on top of the other. And then release the legs. Shake them out. Bend your knees. You can bring your arms forward onto your chest or up, or you can just hold on and just come straight down. If you want to work your abs, you'll lower slowly without holding on. If you want to stretch your upper back, then hold on to your knees. Once you make your way down, and there's no hurry if you're still going, but once you do come down, you can bend your knees and lift your hips, tuck them under, come back down, and then release the legs and shake them out. And if you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes, and then let the arms rest out away from the body. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Release the body into the ground. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the weight of the jaw. Letting the lips slightly part. And then inhaling deep through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth, letting go of the activity of the mind, letting thoughts drift away like clouds in the sky. As you feel your breath, you can start to also let go of your breath. So so that it feels like the breath is happening without your help. Because, of course, it does not need your help. And so you can see how it feels to breathe effortlessly. Maybe it feels like a quick and shallow breath. Maybe it feels like a slow or deep breath. There's no right or wrong breath. There's just this breath. This breath is a gift. You don't question it. You receive it. You embrace it. You acknowledge it. You stay present to it. And then the next one. And the next one. And if you notice that the mind has wandered, yeah, that's what the mind does. No big deal. The minute you catch that the mind has wandered, then you're not in that trance anymore, and then you can choose where to place your attention, bringing it back to the breath, just returning there again and again, deeply relaxed, letting go, letting go, letting go. Breathe into your heart. Move the fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rock from side to side. Massaging the back with the ground. And then come center and rub hand to hand and foot to foot. Roll over onto either side. Resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, resting your mind in whatever this moment is gifting you. Sensations, thoughts, feelings, energies, life happening inside you. And you can be as present to that as you want. And then we'll slowly make our way up to sitting. And then cross your legs in the opposite way of how you did before. Sinking down into the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.